Things you didn't know about Air Force One. Hello everyone, we hope you're all fine. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Mr. Deep Pocket, and join us today as we'll be talking about the things you didn't know about Air Force One. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and stay until the end of this video for fascinating and super exciting facts. Besides, if you haven't subscribed yet, then smash the subscribe button below to subscribe to our channel, Mr. Deep Pocket. Before beginning with the facts, here we are introducing Air Force One to all of you. In 2021, the head of the state of the United States will board a new Air Force One to flaunt new requirements of technological complexity and luxury for the touring leader-in-chief. The president's plane might be primarily based totally on the enduring Boeing 747. It can also be one of the finals of these because the plane maker has stated it could section out manufacturing through 2017 because of declining requests. Take a look at 7 separate planes to have conveyed presidents, one and all with a unique and remarkable story. Hardly any Americans of a specific age can overlook the coffin's broadcast pictures containing the body of John F. Kennedy being stacked onto Air Force One at the Love Field, the tarmac of Dallas. Air Force One has an outstanding record that returns more than 100 years. We are discussing Air Force One, the aircraft that conveys President Trump all around the United States of America and the arena. It can appear like an ordinary Boeing 747. However, Air Force One is genuinely a wholly unique and incredibly successful aircraft that we need to show you somewhat more, from missile protection to the running room. This aircraft can do all of it earlier than we take off. Make sure to lock in and join the Mr. Deep Pocket channel. Give us a like and share on this video, followed by a subscribe to our channel. Number 1. There are guidelines for requesting a brand new Air Force One. Defense One reviews a few implicit guidelines that a president must comply with while shopping for a brand new Air Force One. This purchase has to return within the president's second term. That guarantees that the present president, on no account, will use the plane. The president is required to purchase the aircraft for upcoming presidents, not for himself. Obama joined Reagan and Eisenhower by saving cash for the official airplane in his subsequent. Number 2. Air Force One has been around for quite a long time. White House reports Air Force One has been all over for a long time. Franklin Delano Roosevelt framed the Presidential Pilot Office, which might later emerge as the Presidential Airlift Group, in 1944. For the following 15 years, the propeller-push-driven plane, which served the president. At that point, Dwight D. Eisenhower traveled to Europe on board a Boeing 707 Stratoliner in 1959. In 1962, John F. Kennedy turned into the primary president to fly in a jet constructed specially for official use. A redesigned Boeing 707, throughout the long term, numerous different jet planes have served the president. Number 3. The President's Limo goes with him as well. Any place the president voyages, his uncommonly made limo, named the Monster, goes as well. The official limo is there, hanging tight for the president when he arrives at his landing place. In any case, it doesn't go with him on Air Force One. The Cadillac limo stretches out beyond the president on a military load plane. That way, it's set up on the best possible landing area when the president shows up. Number 4. 13 members of the media fly on Air Force One. The New York Times reports that when the president goes on Air Force One, he takes a massive escort with him. That incorporates a gathering of senior assistants, guides on public security, homegrown and financial counsels, speech specialists, and others contingent upon the motivation behind the excursion. Likewise ready, 13 individuals from the media, known as the Presidential Press Pool. They speak to wire administrations, papers, news destinations, communicated TV, and radio. Columnists on the plane travel as well. Number 5. It costs $180,000 consistently, making sure Air Force One is in the air. As you would expect, the administration pays a ton to work Air Force One for the president. Vox reports that during the 2016 financial year, the Air Force One was consistently going through around $180,000 always. That Air Force One was noticeable worldwide. The distribution includes that eye-popping sticker price has driven officials from the two players to regularly reprimand president for taking the planes out on apparently paltry or hardliner trips. Vox notes, nonetheless, that quarrels about Air Force One aren't new. The Secret Service even straight dismissed the principal likely official plane, whining it wasn't sufficiently sheltered. Number 6. The planes have to be kept in near perfect condition. As Vox reports, Air Force One must be kept in ideal close condition, consistently to lessen the potential for an overwhelming mishap. The distribution clarifies that groups of contractual workers need to check the fuel that goes into Air Force One's tanks and should keep the maturing airplane in close to consummate conditions all around. When the planes aren't being used, they're put away at Andrews Air Force Base outside of Washington, D.C., the United States capital. They remain in a vigorously ensured overhang under the watch of non-stop furnished security guards. Number 7. The present airplane can fly at speeds up to 600 miles per hour. Life Science reports that the current Air Force One planes can fly at speeds that top out at around 600 miles per hour, nearly the speed of sound. During the flight, Air Force One can arrive at the greatest height of 45,100 feet, according to the distribution. For examination, the business flights that most of us take generally fly at the height of just around 30,000 feet. As Australia's ABC News reports, F-16 military aircraft accompanying Air Force One had needed to request that the pilot delayed down so that they could just keep up. Number 8. Surprisingly, there are 2 planes known as Air Force One. Air Force One appears likely as only one aircraft, but Life Science reviews it's far truly the radio name for any Air Force aircraft, usually where the president ventures. The naming conference started after an episode in 1953, while Eastern Airlines avowed 8610 into the airspace, the same as Dwight D. Eisenhower's aircraft, which became known as Air Force 8610 at the time. Nowadays, Air Force One is certainly considered one among planes that might be mainly prepared to hold the president and the humans he wishes to journey with him. The flight brings the tail codes 28,000 and 29,000, as indicated by the White House, and there are so one will continually be equipped to move in case of any crisis. Number 9. Each aircraft has 4,000 rectangular toes of ground space. The White House reviews that Air Force One has 4,000 rectangular toes of the ground area on 3 levels. That consists of a vast suite for the president with an enormous office, toilet facilities, and convention room. There's a scenario room and area for the press. The aircraft also consists of a scientific suite that could feature a working room. Extra on that during some pages. Also, there are meals, instruction galleys, and sectors for all the travelers who go with the president. Indeed, the planes can bring over 70 people at a time. Number 10. The planes are expected to be supplanted. The 2 planes presently called Air Force One are exceptionally custom-designed Boeing 747-200B planes that have been bought during the Ronald Reagan administration. They started administration in 1990 beneath George H.W. Bush, yet Boeing has closed down its 747-200 creations, so the authorities have located it tough to supplant the parts of the plane. Protection Agency clarifies that alternative or reserved parts have originated from jetliners left inside the desert in a few cases. So at some stage in his administration, Barack Obama commanded a substitute fleet of Air Force One software to be constructed primarily based totally on the brand new 747-8 arrangements. As Vox clarifies, the planes will probably cost at any rate $3 billion while they arrive into service in 2024. So here you are with the things you didn't know about Air Force One. We hope you enjoyed watching the video and acknowledge what Air Force One is. Let us know in the comments below your views and suggestions for this video, if any. If you enjoyed watching the video, then leave a like and share it, followed by a subscription to our channel, Mr. Deep Pocket, by pressing that subscribe button. Besides, press the bell icon so we can notify you regularly with our videos. Until then, stay tuned as we will see you with our new videos like this soon.